20 years ago, I used to live in King's Cross in London. There used to be one shop, the corner shop. That shop used to be really, really busy. He used to sell exactly the same product as any other shop. In fact, his shop was even very smaller. But every morning around 8:30, 9 o'clock, all the commuters used to queue up in his shop. And I used to wonder, why exactly is that shop so popular? And I know one fact. I used to know the guy who used to run the shop. His name was Fred. And I knew the fact that he could only speak few words in English. He couldn't speak any word of English at all, apart from few magic words. But his shop used to be very, very busy. And one day I thought, well, you know what, I need to go and check the shop, why his shop is so busy. And went to his shop, and I knew his procedure. As soon as the customer walks in, he used to smile. His smile used to be so nice that I always remember. He used to have a straight smile, really good smile. And he used to, as soon as people walk in, he used to know what exactly his customer wants. He used to have lots of regular customers. Mr. John, Benson and Hedge. Mr. Smith, Margot Wright. So he knew all the skills, but he didn't need to speak any word. Without even speaking, they could communicate. And then I started thinking, you know what, we always used to think that communication is all about the languages you speak. Communication is all about English, or communication is all about all different languages we have. But in fact, at that time, I realized that it's all about your attitude, how you present yourself, your smile that helps you, that communicate with other people. And later in my life, I did use that actually skill that I learned from Shrey, and I still use that skill actually in my personal life and in my professional life. Now let me tell you my second story. Second story was about 15 years ago. I went to see one of my friends in Churchill Hospital. He was really ill. Went to the hospital. He was in hospital bed looking really, really ill. As soon as I saw him, my first reaction was, oh my God, what have you done? Oh, you look so ill. You have lost lots of weight. And the poor guy, I looked into his eyes. He was looking even more ill now. His face turned into red. And then I thought, oh my God, what have I done? Anyway, we had a few chat and then had a little bit of asked about his health, and then he was much better then. And I left the hospital, went to the car park, sat in my car park, put my hand on my head, and I said, oh my God, what have I done? Poor guy, I nearly killed him. I know I'm an accountant. I've been working in accounting firm for like more than 20 years. I'm a very direct, straight person. I always want to speak and I always want to give the feedback to the point. But at that time in the hospital, I wasn't giving right message. My communication skill wasn't appropriate. Since then, one thing I learned is I stopped going to the hospital because I thought if I go to the hospital, I will definitely kill someone. So that bit I stopped doing that. And overall then with two stories, the thing that I've learned is the one story where you don't need to speak, he didn't speak anything at all, but he communicated really well. In the other story where I spoke and I made things worse. So now these days then whenever I speak, I always try to understand the situation and then try to implement what kind of communication is important. Sometimes it could be direct communication, that where we have to say specific thing, and then work gets done, where sometimes you might need to be more initiative. So overall, with both stories, the lesson I've learned is you really don't need to say something to give your message. You can learn with the people's body language. You can learn with the actual action. You can even read with the people's eyes and communicate. So then to conclude my speech, I would like to say the most important things in communication is to hear without even being said. I hope you enjoyed the speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Binod, for a very enigmatic speech.